Well, hello YouTube humans and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Amy and as today's Friday, I'll be bringing you another Foundation Friday video. Today I will be trialling the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover Foundation. I have mine in the shade 175 Sable / Sand, which for me is going to be a little bit too dark, but I bought this as a colour to wear when I have tanned. But before we dive into the video, if you aren't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads, and give this video a big thumbs up so more people can find it and help this channel grow. So if you know at all, I have oily skin. I say this a million times on my channel. So anything that says like matte, infallible, 24 hours, long wearing, long lasting is definitely up my alley. I have tried many L'Oreal foundations before in the past. I've had the L'Oreal Total Cover, I've done L'Oreal True Match, I've had L'Oreal Infallible, I had the other matte, Infallible matte foundation. I think this one's a bit different, it says new on it, so God knows. But yeah, let's just dive straight into the testing as this is the first impressions for me. As with all my foundation videos, I'm going to be using the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer as my base. I'm so nearly finished with this, so nearly finished, which means it'll be one of the first things to go like in my Project Pan update. I'm going to be filming one of those probably next week, I think. Just to let you know how I'm getting on with this. To be honest, I've been doing pretty abysmally. It's been really difficult because I've really not been wearing makeup. I normally used to wear my makeup when I was going to work, and then because we've had to wear masks and stuff, it just seemed a bit pointless. But then since I stopped wearing makeup and wearing a mask, my skin's gotten a lot worse. It's gotten better now because I've had some time off work, so I've not had to wear a mask as much. But I think the makeup for me was almost like a protective barrier between like my skin and the mask, so it wasn't getting as irritated. So I think I'm actually going to have to start wearing makeup again, which I'm really looking forward to actually, because I really miss like making an effort. I don't miss the early mornings though. Right. Now that I've sank in, let's get on with applying the foundation. So they have quite a few shades of this. This seemed to be one definitely in the more medium spectrum. Look at that one there. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be running down my hand even though I'm jiggling it. So like most of the foundations that I've been testing recently, it's definitely a thick, very thick liquid. I'm going to apply one side with a sponge, one side with a brush, so we can see how it applies with both. And I tried to go for one that had more yellow undertones because that is how my skin, well, to be fair, for my face it's not a bad colour match. For my neck, which apparently is like 45 shades lighter, it's quite a shit one. I do tend to go for more yellow based foundations, but they did seem to have a lot of shades on offer. So I bought this in Boots, and in a lot of the bigger stores of Boots they have like almost like full-on Estee Lauder kind of makeup counters for the L'Oreal and the, is it the Revlon section? I think it's Revlon. It's L'Oreal and something else. They have like Max Factor. L'Oreal and Max Factor, they have massive sections, particularly in like the one in St Enoch Centre in Glasgow that has a massive like proper makeup section. And I was really overwhelmed by like the shade choice that I had in this foundation, which is always a good sign when you don't know what shade you need to go for. So you get 30 ml of product, which is standard foundation size, slightly bigger than the one that I tested the other day, which is the Revolution Pro CC cream. But the only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of with this packaging is, just for review purposes, it's actually handier in everyday life. I do love a squeezy tube with a pointy nozzle because then you can squeeze out kind of exactly what you need and you don't need to waste any product. It's just that it's difficult in terms of reviewing a foundation to tell somebody exactly how much you've used, because you can normally go in pumps, like, oh, I did one pump, pump and a half, 2 pumps. Obviously can't do that if there's not one there, but other than that. Okay, so that is one kind of medium layer on this side of my face. I must say, looking at the product that's left in my hand, I used bugger all products for that. That is absolutely insane. It's got a really nice level of coverage. You can definitely see on the camera there that it has definitely evened out my skin tone. It's blurred a lot of my imperfections. You can still see this boy on my cheek here. But across the rest of my face, I'm looking pretty good. It does hit the back here. Mattifying, high coverage, long wear foundation that goes lightweight and a supernatural matte finish and shine control, non-comedogenic, high concentration of pigments and an ultra fluid texture for high coverage second skin finish. I must say, immediately off the bat, I absolutely love this. I'm gonna just give it a bit of time to see whether it sets down, because it's definitely not matte. It's definitely throwing a bit of light, as you can see. Obviously I'm not expecting it to be like Marc Jacobs Remarkable levels of, like, that stuff's like liquid powder, like how matte that is, but that does last for like 8,000 years on my skin. It looks surprisingly good around my nose. It's glossed over a lot of my texture. It's just here and here where you can see some of my stronger pigmentation, but I have put a very light layer on. Like, I've put bugger all of this on. So we'll go in with a sponge now. I get the suspicion that I'm going to go through a lot more products on this side, as per usual. Because I find that with these kind of thicker textured foundations, like the watery ones, like they just get soaked into the sponge completely, but at least with the thicker textured foundations, you don't seem to lose as much of them to the beauty blender, but you still do lose some products with them. Like, I've already used more product on this side than I did on this side, and I've not even done my forehead yet. Squeeze it out. For me, I know I can see it on my hand. I know obviously I'm really struggling to show you guys because it's all skin coloured, so the camera doesn't know where to focus. It looks as if it is oxidised, slightly. Probably, I would say, potentially a shade darker than when it first went on, which is definitely something to bear in mind when like shade matching yourself. This is the only problem that I have with drugstore foundations, is that generally speaking, it's really difficult to shade match yourself because there's never people specifically assigned to that counter. It's kind of just pot luck as to whether you actually pick the right one, you know. But hey ho. God, I'm looking like a tango head compared. Like this camera and this light is apparently washing me out because I can see myself on my phone down here, so I can see what, like, whether I'm still in focus or not, whether I'm still recording. And my head looks like a floating head. There we go, so that's a similar layer of coverage on this side of my face. This side definitely looks obviously a lot glossier, as you would expect it to, having used a sponge on this side. I'm gonna actually just try to blend this down my neck because I have like a floating head at the moment and it's orange. Oh dear. I think this would be a really good fake tan colour for me. I think around this side it definitely looks better around my nose. All foundations look better around my nose on this side. To the point where I am going to cheek slightly and just do that. There we go. There we go, million times better. Coverage looks almost identical on both sides. I reckon I used twice as much product with a sponge as I did with the brush, and it was a lot quicker to apply with the brush as well. Generally though, most thicker texture foundations I do find work better on my skin with a brush. Straight off the bat, I really like this. Like, immediately on first impressions, my skin looks really smooth, it looks really even. Like, you can just see like literally 2 or 3 marks on my face where I've got some healing breakouts, and that's it. I think all in all this is looking really good on my skin. I am actually quite impressed. I think this was £9–10. I'm really shocked, frankly. So I'm gonna go apply the rest of my makeup and I'll check back in with you guys to let you know how everything applied over the top. BRB. And I'm back. I am still really impressed, not gonna lie. All my products applied absolutely beautifully over that foundation. Bronze has gone on really well, blush, powder, everything. Thank you, Carl. Responded really well to being powdered. I think my skin looks really smooth. It looks quite good at this point in the day. So it's currently coming on 1:45. I started filming this at 12 o'clock, so we'll go from 12 o'clock in terms of when this foundation's been on for. But yeah, I'm gonna go about the rest of my day. I've got some uni work to do and another video to film, but I'll check back in with you guys in a bit. Hey guys, so it has just gone, I think, like 4:20. So we're coming up on the 4.5 hour mark now that I have had this foundation on. And to be honest, frankly, I'm really impressed so far. Like, it still looks really smooth. It still looks pretty good, like right at the sides of my nose. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit oily and kind of slightly across my forehead. But, you know, I think this looks way, like, so much better than some other foundations at this point. Like, the Revolution Pro CC, my last foundation review that I did, looked way more oily than this, like an hour and a half ago. But that got to a point where it didn't really get any more oily. So I want to see how this one holds up. This, to be fair, looks really, really good. Like, my skin still looks really smooth. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed so far. I finished all my uni work for the day. I've just got some video editing to do, and Daniel is on his way. My hair's falling out again, as per usual. Fantastic. And we're probably gonna go get a coffee and do some other bits and bobs. But yeah, I'll check back in with you guys in a bit. Hey guys, so it's coming up on 9 o'clock, I think. So I've had this foundation on for about 9 hours now. And it doesn't look any different. It doesn't look like patented hollandaise close-ups here of my non-focused face, which is hilarious. Like, this is absolutely insane for my skin. For it to look like this after 9 hours is honestly completely astounding. Like, I'm so impressed, and this is like a £10 foundation. Like, I'm just looking in a mirror. It hasn't split, it hasn't separated, it hasn't gone weird anywhere, it hasn't sank or gone dry or nasty or cakey or anything like that. It's just, I bet if I blotted right now, I would look fine. I'm gonna grab some blotting papers, hang on, with my CYO blotting papers. And I'm just gonna, I mean, it's not a foundation video if I haven't got a piece of bloody blotting tissue stuck to my forehead, is it? As I suspected, it's pretty much identical to how it looked when I first applied it 9 hours ago. I am so shocked and so amazed. I can't even believe that. Colour match is horrendous, as always, for me and my makeup skills and my skin, but hey ho, what can you do about it? That, like the Too Faced foundation that I tested a couple of weeks ago, definitely I would say my top 5. That is remarkable, frankly, for my skin. Probably rivaled only by, personally, I would say it ranks at a very similar level for me to MAC Studio Fix Fluid, but because this is cheaper, I might actually prefer this to MAC Studio Fix. Oh dear God. No, can't believe I'm saying that. Well, yeah, I can. I'm absolutely shocked and amazed by this. Well, if you haven't already seen me before and you've enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button so more people can find this video, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. We've got loads more videos coming your way in the next few weeks, guys, so stay tuned. Other than that, see you next time. Bye!